If you are looking for a cozy and stylish, yet quick and easy crochet scarf pattern, you've come to the right place. Today we are going to learn how to crochet a scarf and make this modern, yet timeless, classic scarf crochet pattern.
Hello from Halifax. I'm Jo with Jo the World Creations.
We are going to get right to the video tutorial. All the details such as the hook size, the yarn weight, the amount of yarn required, and the step-by-step written instructions are all included in the written pattern, which is available for free on my website, and there's a link to it in the description below this video. We're going to start by making a slip knot. Place your slip knot on your hook and pull tight. Now we're going to chain 31. You go ahead and make 31 starting chains and come back to the video. With your 31 starting chains now made, we're going to begin row 1. We're going to start by working into the second chain from the hook. Here's the first, here's the second. And we're going to work under the top loop of this second chain. We will insert a hook under this top loop and single crochet. Working in the second chain from the hook under the top loop, single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2. We're going to work into the next chain, still under that top loop, and into this next chain, we're going to make 2 double crochet stitches in the same chain. There's one. Now we're going to make another in the same chain. And there's 2. We're now going to begin the repeat portion of the row, which is what we're going to be repeating all the way across. The first part of the repeat is to skip the next 2 chains. We are not going to work into these next 2 chains. In the next chain, we're going to single crochet. Skip the next 2 chains. In the next chain, under that top loop, single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2. And working into the next chain, make 2 double crochet stitches. There's one. Still in the same chain, make another. And there's 2. These are the steps we're going to be repeating all across the row. We're going to skip the next 2 chains. In the next chain, single crochet. Skip the next 2 chains. In the next chain, still under that top loop, single crochet. Now chain 2. And in the next chain, make 2 double crochet stitches. 1 and 2. You go ahead and repeat the following all the way across. Skip the next 2 chains. In the next chain, single crochet, chain 2, and in the next chain, still working under the top loop, make 2 double crochet stitches. You go ahead and repeat those steps all the way across the row. I'm almost finished repeating those steps all the way across the row. At the end of the row, nothing special happens. The last time repeating those steps will look like this. Skip the next 2 chains. In the second last chain, single crochet. Chain 2. And in the last chain, make 2 double crochet stitches. There's 1 and 2. In this pattern, chains never count as stitches. Every time we chain 2, that does not count as a stitch. Only count the single crochet and double crochet stitches. You should have a total of 24 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. We're now going to start row 2. Before we get to the instructions, I wanted to point out one thing. Every time we made a single crochet stitch and then chain 2 and then made a double crochet stitch, we created a chain 2 space. We are going to be working into these chain 2 spaces on the following row. To start row 2, which is what we're going to be repeating for the rest of the scarf, we're going to chain 1 and turn. For the rest of the pattern, we are only going to be working into chain 2 spaces. We will not be working into tops of stitches. The first thing we're going to do is work into the first chain 2 space. This is a space under these 2 chains in between the second of 2 double crochet stitches and the single crochet stitch. Here's our first chain 2 space. Into this space, we're going to do a number of things. Into this first chain 2 space, the first thing we're going to do is single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2, and now we're going to make 2 double crochet stitches into the same chain 2 space. There's our first of 2. And our second of 2. We're now going to begin the repeat portion of the row, which is what we're going to be repeating all the way across. In the next chain 2 space, space under these 2 chains between the double crochet and single crochet, into this space, we are going to single crochet, chain 2, and make 2 double crochet stitches into the same chain 2 space. There's one, and 2. And that's what we're going to be doing for the rest of the row. We don't work into any tops of stitches. We go right into working into the next chain 2 space. Into this chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, and make 2 double crochet stitches. 1 and 2. You go ahead and repeat these steps all the way across, working in the next chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, and make 2 double crochet stitches. You go ahead and repeat those steps across and then come back to the video. I'm almost finished working all the way across. I have one last chain 2 space to work into. Nothing special happens in this last space. We're still repeating those instructions. Into this last chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, and make 2 double crochet stitches. There's 1 and 2. At the end of this row, which is what you're going to be repeating for the rest of the scarf, so each row has the same number of stitches, you should have 24 stitches. If it's easier for you to count this way, you can look at it as in we made a single and 2 double crochet stitches in each chain 2 space, and there are 8 chain 2 spaces in each row. So you can count those 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 times 8 is 24. A quick note, I call the stitch we are making the modified blanket stitch, as it's similar to the blanket stitch, but in reverse. I absolutely love this stitch and I've used it in several of my patterns, such as my classic baby blanket, my summer headband, my easy bandana, and triangle shawl patterns. I've included links to those patterns in the description below this video. Now let's get back to making this scarf. For row 3 and on, we're going to repeat row 2. And you just repeat row 2 until your desired height. Let's repeat row 2 one more time together. We're going to chain 1 and turn. Working in the first chain 1 space, we're going to single crochet, chain 2, and make 2 double crochet stitches. And now we're going to repeat the following all the way across. In the next chain 2 space, we are going to single crochet, chain 2, and make 2 double crochet stitches. 1 and 2. You repeat that all the way across. I'm almost finished working all the way across. Nothing special happens at the end. In the last chain 2 space, we do the same thing, single crochet, chain 2, and make 2 double crochet stitches. The width of my scarf at the beginning was wider than what it was after several rows. It became a little narrower and then stayed that width for the rest of the pattern. So I recommend making several rows before seeing what the width will be for the remainder of the scarf. And if at that point you're not happy with the width, you can start again with either a different hook size or by making a different number of starting chains. And the instructions for how to adjust the size are included in the written instructions. You can end the scarf after any row. It doesn't matter which side is facing you. The scarf is completely reversible and looks the same on both sides. My completed scarf was 72 inches high or 72 inches long. After you've reached your desired length, fasten off your yarn, pull the end through the loop that was on your hook, and pull tight. And with your yarn needle, weave in all your loose ends. If you're interested in adding tassels or fringe to this scarf, I have a written guide and a full video tutorial showing how to add fringe or tassels to your project. And there's links to those right below this video. I really hope you enjoy making this scarf. If there is anything at all I can do to help, or if you have any questions, please let me know. If you like this tutorial, I'd be delighted if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you again and have a wonderful day.